Once I understood this one thing about girls, my life, and how I viewed girls changed forever. I love you watching probably know what a player is, and if you don't, he's the guy who girls were always chasing in high school. What you have to understand is that players know things that 99% of men don't, and it is this simple knowledge that allows them to do what they do and to do it well. The reality is that most guys are never told these things for whatever reason, and this is why girls never seem to have any interest in it, because they don't understand the simple ways that players do things. A long time ago, before I knew this, I had some periods in my life where girls just didn't seem that interested in me. I never understood why. So what is the number one secret that players know, that 99% of men don't? The secret is that girls get bored really, really easily. Sounds simple enough, so you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with whether or not girls will pursue you? And it actually has everything to do with it. We have to understand is that guys and girls are actually wired differently. Most men can typically stick with things even if they are boring for far longer than girls. Kid, try to explain to a girl how a turbocharger works, and you'll see just how quickly girls can get bored with you. Now, the reason girls can't get enough of your typical player is that your typical player is exciting. Many guys in relationships today go to their jobs and they work 10 hours a day and they come home, and when they come home, they just want to relax and watch some TV before they have to get up and do it all over again. So as a guy, naturally, you're going to think that your girl is going to recognize how hard you're working to make sure that the rent is paid and all that. But the truth is, she really doesn't care. This is especially true if you're the type of guy who is too boring. Many girls, even as adults, will routinely chase the player even if he has no job and he's frequently in and out of jail for no other reason than because she is bored. Think about players is that they always keep girls guessing, so they're able to keep the girls' emotions running wild. What you have to understand is that girls are predominantly emotional creatures, which means that you have to stimulate their emotions to keep them interested in you. Now, the average player is so unpredictable that he's able to do this quite easily, whereas the guy who is boring and predictable is not able to keep girls interested. Ask yourself this: how many times have you been around a girl and everything was going so good, and then out of nowhere, it's like a tornado blew in and you found yourself within deep conflict with the girl? Girls will regularly create conflict when they are bored with a guy. This is why all the romance novels that you see in the stores sell millions and millions of copies every year. Problem is that most men are too predictable, and predictability is the opposite of how players act. Now, as guys, we like to develop patterns. We like to create a routine, and most guys love predictability. But girls just get bored way too easily, and this is where problems begin to arise. The thing that men have to learn is how to break the behavior patterns that they are used to, because if they don't, whether they like it or not, the girl that they are currently with will lose all interest in it. Now, as men, most of us like our woman to be predictable for the most part, because if she's predictable, she's most likely being loyal. Imagine if you're a dude and your girlfriend all of a sudden starts doing weird things like flying to another state to allegedly hang out with some of her girlfriends. You see, when girls are unpredictable, most of us men see this as a bad thing. But when guys do it, it is seen as a good thing by most girls. And even though it seems paradoxical, just the way that girls and guys are wired differently. And most of you have heard the saying that girls just want to have fun. And it's true. Girls just want to have fun because they get bored really easily. Men are always changing themselves for the girl that they like, and eventually they become too predictable and too boring and too complacent. And when this happens, the girl begins to lose interest. As men, many of us are wild and unpredictable when we first meet the girl that we are currently with. As men, we like to think of things in terms of finality, meaning once we have the girl that we want, we basically think that's it, game over. It doesn't work like that. Girls are kind of like that fish that you're trying to catch in the river using nothing but your hands. Just when you think you finally have her, she'll slip through your fingers and back into the river where some other dude is waiting to catch her. There's a reason why the most popular TV shows amongst 99% of women are reality shows like The Kardashians, where it's really just nothing but drama and conflict for an entire hour that doesn't always make sense. But it's just the way that things are. It's just the way that men and women are wired differently. At the end of the day, you have to remember that girls don't want a man who is too predictable because they just get bored too easily. This is the #1 reason why girls love players, and it's the reason why the dude in high school who is probably in prison now always had girls chasing after him. It's because players are unpredictable, and while you definitely don't want to end up in prison, you should try your best to do things a little bit differently and to be a little bit more unpredictable in your daily life. And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching. Wait, first of all, once again, thank you for watching this video till the end. I have something for you. I have created the masterclass for the guys who want unlimited power and dominance in their relationships. Guys who want to generate attraction instantly without having to rely on lame pickup lines and openers. Guys wanting to get their ex-girlfriend or wife back and never to see her leave again. Guys who want the ability to make women fall in love with them at will. Guys who want authority and dominance in their love lives and never to be seen as weak again. Guys who want to get out from the dreaded friend zone and get into the lover zone. Guys who want to have choices with women and have a relationship without the drama, confusion, and headache. Guys looking to turn a casual friend or coworker into a devoted lover and get her to be physically and emotionally addicted to them. If you don't take any action to understand women in your 20s, you'll suffer heavily in your 30s. So, buy it right now. It's on 50% discounted rate. Buy before sales ends. Buying links in the pinned comment and description.